James Gunn's vision for Superman, as pointed to by his source of inspiration in Godzilla -1, is very different from that of Zack Snyder. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn had a lot to say about what the key inspirations were for his Superman film. Gunn's Superman is already being considered to be portraying a new light on the fan-favorite Man of Steel. Audiences are already happy to see Superman in a less serious light, believing that he could finally become the symbol of hope that he is meant to be. James Gunn's Superman has a lot riding on it. It's the opening to the second chance that WB has taken with the DC IP. It's a bid to launch a cinematic universe that can mint money like the initial phases of the MCU. While there are a slew of fans who believe WB simply snubbed Snyder and that the director could have done a lot if there was some creative freedom for him, Gunn's inspiration seems to be pointing toward a wholly new direction. In an interview with the Japanese outlet Cinema Today, Gunn revealed that one of the key inspirations for the Superman film he was making was Godzilla -1, a Japanese production distinct from WB's MonsterVerse, which received a lot of appreciation for balancing its kaiju plot with the human drama of the film. Superman is not a single entity. When we isolate him, we can find an amalgamation of a few distinct identities. There is Kal-El, the alien among humans, who has a tough time relating to what human beings go through and how they look at him. This was at the forefront of Zack Snyder's version of the character, who was very aware of his distinct identity from human beings. However, under all that mythic and archetypical storytelling, James Gunn wanted the film to be about human beings first. For this, the director took some cues from another film about an iconic character, whose film managed to balance the mythic and mundane to an amazing degree. Speaking with Cinema Today, he said, "My goal is to make a film that depicts Godzilla like Godzilla -1, but also has a great human drama. Superman and the flying dog, Krypto, also appear in this film, but at its core is a human story. The relationship between Clark Kent, Lois Lane, and the villain, Lex Luthor, is at the core of the work." James Gunn's focus on Clark Kent in his film is perhaps to show what makes him Superman. It has long been argued on what makes Superman a symbol of hope, with many agreeing that it largely comes down to one thing: how he was raised on a Kansas farm with loving parents, who taught him right from wrong, good from bad, and trusted him to make a better world, not because he was an alien with the powers of a god, but because he was a good man. Then, there is Clark Kent, the farm boy from Kansas who just wants to make a better world, with or without special powers. This is the character that's making his appearance in James Gunn's Superman. When Kal-El is Superman, you get a brooding alien god who is trying to find his place in the world. When Clark Kent is Superman, you get a man who can do extraordinary things, deciding to fight for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. James Gunn is heavily entrenched in the latter. James Gunn's Superman is projected to earn $700 to $800 million worldwide, marking a strong but safe and much-needed reboot for DC Universe. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Jeff Snyder, known for his plugged-in takes on Hollywood's inner workings, recently poured a little cold water on fan speculation. While speaking on John Rocha's The Hot Mic, he revealed he's optimistic about Superman's box office potential, suggesting it might even triumph over the likes of Fantastic Four or Jurassic World at the summer box office. He's clear on one thing: this isn't The Dark Knight. Not every cape comes with a billion-dollar box office and a genre-defining legacy. As fans get excited for James Gunn's new Superman, some are already calling it the next Dark Knight. But insider Jeff Snyder is here to bring those expectations back down to earth. He doesn't think this movie is aiming to change the superhero genre the way The Dark Knight did. Instead, it's trying to lay the groundwork for a fresh start at DC. Yes, the trailer broke records, and Superman is still one of the most beloved characters out there. But Snyder says this movie feels more careful than bold. It's setting up a universe, and not flipping the script. So while Superman might do really well, even beating out some big summer blockbusters, it's not likely to be the next genre-defining hit. Despite all this, Superman is one of the most anticipated films of 2025, and early box office projections suggest a strong performance, though not necessarily record-breaking. As per Forbes, industry insiders expect the film to open with around $110 to $140 million domestically in its first weekend, depending on final marketing, critical reception, and fan turnout. Its total domestic gross is projected to land between $300 to $350 million, with international markets potentially adding another $400 to $450 million, bringing the worldwide total to around $700 to $800 million. He explained, I think that the movie is going to be fine. I think it's going to perform well and might even win July. It might even, triumph over Fantastic Four and Jurassic World, right? But do I think that we're getting like a Dark Knight? No, I do not. I definitely do not think we are getting anything close to Dark Knight or a movie that is going to redefine the comic book movie genre. Snyder noted that Superman seems designed more to launch a universe than revolutionize the genre. There has to be an element of safety in it, he pointed out, hinting that DC and Gunn are playing the long game. He acknowledged hearing mixed early reactions, nothing catastrophic, but nothing earth-shattering either. In other words, it's good, maybe even great. But it's not breaking new cinematic ground like Nolan's Batman did in 2008. While it's not expected to reach the billion-dollar heights of The Dark Knight, Superman is set to be a solid hit and a much-needed fresh start for DC's universe. The trailer made a huge splash online with over 250 million views in 24 hours. Superman remains an iconic and globally recognizable character, and James Gunn's lighter, more hopeful tone appears to be resonating with a wide audience. However, the film is also facing significant challenges. The DC brand is still recovering from a series of underperforming titles, and Superman releases amid a crowded summer slate, including Fantastic Four, Jurassic World, Rebirth, and Smurfs. There's also ongoing concern about superhero fatigue in general. It earned critical acclaim, reshaped audience expectations, and even sparked debates about Oscar rules after being famously snubbed for Best Picture. Now let's talk legacy. The Dark Knight didn't just rake in over $1 billion worldwide, it redefined what a superhero movie could be. Christopher Nolan's gritty, layered storytelling, Heath Ledger's haunting Joker, and the murkiness of Bruce Wayne's world turned it into prestige cinema. Plus, DC's brand isn't as unshakable right now. After years of uneven films, the studio needs to win back trust. And that means sticking the landing safely, not trying to break the sound barrier. Snyder sees Superman as the first solid step in a longer marathon. And maybe that's not a bad thing. Either way, fans are super excited. That's the shadow Superman is flying under. It's not fair, but it's real. When people say, the next Dark Knight, they're not just talking box office. They're talking impact, tone, and cultural shift. Snyder recognizes that Superman isn't being built that way. James Gunn's DCU slate beyond Superman might be in trouble if new report about HBO's resistance to his ideas are true. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn has been handed the keys to the DC universe alongside Peter Safran. The filmmaker is directing the upcoming Superman movie, starring David Corenswet in the titular role. However, Gunn is also overseeing the development of several other projects in the rebooted DCU. Director James Gunn has been tasked with launching a new era of the DC universe, with the upcoming Superman movie serving as the first major entry in a brand new franchise. As Superman gears up for a release this summer, Gunn has already planned a slate of movies and shows to follow. According to a reputed industry insider, Gunn's plans for the television side of things might hit a major roadblock. The insider suggested that HBO, the network expected to carry most of DCU's television slate,